The anticipation of a camping trip with my friends at a remote location called Lone Wolf Camp was exhilarating. The dense forest and eerie legends surrounding the area added an air of mystery and excitement. As we hiked deeper into the wilderness, the sunlight gradually waned, casting long shadows on the forest floor. After setting up camp, we gathered around the crackling fire, exchanging ghost stories under the watchful gaze of the moon. My friend Lucas spoke of an old Native American legend about shapeshifters known as skinwalkers, who roamed these woods under the guise of animals. The tales were meant to be cautionary, but in the glow of the fire, they felt like mere folklore. As the night wore on, a peculiar unease settled over us. Our laughter and excitement faded, replaced by a sense of being watched. The woods seemed to come alive with eerie sounds, rustling leaves, distant howls, and something that resembled a mournful human cry. We attributed it to the wind and wildlife, trying to brush off our growing unease. In the darkness, we heard faint footsteps approaching our campsite. Hushed whispers passed between us, and our eyes scanned the shadows for any movement. A branch snapped nearby, and we collectively held our breath. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the tree line. At first glance, it seemed like a deer, but something was off. Its movements were unnatural, almost human-like. Fear gripped my heart as I realized the unsettling truth. We were staring at a skinwalker. The creature's eyes glowed with an unnatural intensity, reflecting the fire's light like burning embers. It circled us, maintaining an eerie silence, yet we could sense its predatory intent. My heart pounded in my chest and my instincts screamed at me to run, but fear rooted me to the spot. It was Lucas who dared to speak, his voice barely a whisper. "We need to get out of here now." As if the creature understood, it let out a bone-chilling howl that echoed through the forest. Without hesitation, we broke into a frantic sprint, leaving our campsite and belongings behind. Running blindly through the dense woods, the darkness seemed to close in around us. The eerie sounds grew louder, and I could swear I heard whispers and footsteps chasing after us. Our lungs burned with exertion, and panic gripped our throats. We stumbled and fell, disoriented and afraid, but the relentless pursuit continued. At last, we stumbled upon a small cabin hidden amidst the trees. Gasping for breath, we pounded on the door, praying for refuge from the terror outside. The door swung open, and a stern-looking woman with weathered features greeted us. She was a Native American elder, and her gaze seemed to pierce our very souls. Without a word, she ushered us inside and barred the door behind us. As she tended to our wounds and offered us water, we relayed our harrowing encounter with the Skinwalker. She listened intently, her expression betraying no surprise. "I knew you youngsters would attract trouble," she finally said with a hint of resignation. "The spirits of these woods are restless, and you must show them respect." The woman introduced herself as Qaletaqa, a guardian of the ancient traditions and protector of the woods. She explained that the Skinwalker was indeed a malevolent entity, drawn to the campsite by our fear and ignorance of the forest's history. Qaletaqa recounted tales of how her ancestors revered the land and its spirits, coexisting peacefully with the creatures that called the woods home. But over time, the people's respect waned, and the spirits grew angry. The Skinwalkers emerged, seeking to strike fear into the hearts of those who dared to trespass on sacred grounds. With genuine concern, Qaletaqa imparted her wisdom. She instructed us to seek the blessing of the forest spirits, to offer them prayers and thanks for the beauty and life they provided. Only then could we hope to find protection from the malevolent entities that roamed the woods. Determined to set things right, we spent the next few days in the company of Qaletaqa, learning the sacred rituals and ancient chants of her people. With each passing day, the forest seemed to accept our efforts, and the sense of dread that had plagued us lessened. Under Qaletaqa guidance, we returned to our campsite and performed the rituals, offering our apologies to the spirits for our ignorance. The woods responded with a gentle breeze, carrying a sense of forgiveness. We vowed never to forget the importance of respecting the land and its guardians. As our time at Lone Wolf Camp came to an end, we bid farewell to Qaletaqa and the cabin that had saved us. The woods were serene once again, and we left with a newfound appreciation for the mysteries of the forest. The encounter with the Skinwalker had changed us, but it also taught us a valuable lesson about the power of belief and respect. We carried the memory of that night with us, a reminder to tread carefully and remember the old ways. Years later, we returned to the woods as seasoned campers and protectors of the land. The spirits seemed to recognize us, welcoming us with a sense of familiarity. The encounter with the Skinwalker had been a turning point in our lives, transforming us from thrill-seekers into caretakers of the earth. As the fire crackled and the stars shone above, we sat together, sharing stories and laughter, knowing that the spirits of the forest were listening. We had earned their respect, and in return, they granted us their protection, forever bound by the echoes of that haunting night in the heart of the wilderness. If you like this story and want to hear more scary stories from yours truly, then don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell to get notifications when your Valley Ghoul uploads new stories to chill you to the bone. Like, what else have you got to do? You know you love it. Sweet dreams, sweeties. Until next time.